You see that baby's face? Well, that was mine last night. When I came across this post on TikTok, when I tell you nothing prepared me for these comments, this has to be the worst, and I mean worst comment section I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot, guys. I do this for a living. So when I tell you it's bad, it's bad. But this is what it says. We want to know the most insane thing your ex did. I don't want the he cheated on me. No, I want things only psychopaths would do. And I promise you, this comment section delivered. So this is from Tara. Had a pregnancy scare with him, and he said he hopes it's not a girl because he didn't think he could trust himself around her. What? I broke up with him on the spot, and he's in jail now. So she had a pregnancy scare with her boyfriend, and he's just openly saying he can't trust himself around his own daughter because he's that much of a pedophile. Can you imagine it? With your own newborn daughter. There are no words that can describe the horror when I read this. But I promise you, there's more. So let's go to this next one. It says, these comments are all terrible, but the one who cheated with a dead deer. Lifetime of therapy. I'll keep you in prayer, girl. Now, that one got so many comments. The person deleted that original comment because people were like going crazy with it. But of course, this person left this here. So, but yes, I read that comment. It was a real comment. Her man cheated with a dead deer. He said he was going to a friend's wedding in another state, but he actually went to his own wedding. I'd love to contribute, but my court case is ongoing. Let's keep scrolling. After we broke up, he had a kid a year later and named them after me. First and middle name. What the F? What? Okay. Told me I just wanted to stay awake while he had the TV blasting in our room at midnight. I had my exit comprehensive nursing school exam in the next morning. He refused to go to the living room. I passed and filed for divorce. That's not so bad, okay? Just being a general jerk. I had cardiac arrest during an emergency C-section. He said he wanted to sue the hospital for saving me and the baby. Like, so the creator even put the original person put, what in the hell? Exactly. Let's keep going. Divorced me because our daughter is special needs, and he said I must have cheated because he couldn't produce a child like her. Kept Astroglide in his sock drawer. We never did backdoor. He cheated on me with his half sister. Filed for primary custody when I was 4 weeks postpartum because I didn't want to name our daughter after his mother. Whoa. He's in prison for 200 plus years. That's all I'll say. Dropped me off for brain surgery 2 hours away. Had to beg him to come pick me up when released, and said he wanted a divorce 6 minutes after picking me up. Guys, I know you may go through a lot of things with men, but leave a comment. Have you ever been through any of this? But it continues. I promise you, it keeps getting bad. He kidnapped my child, took us 8 months to find her, and then another 18 months to legally fix the issue. He cheated on me and said it was my fault for him cheating because I was fat. At the time, I was 145 pounds. Took my inhaler from me when I was having an asthma attack. Cheated on me while I was in labor with my stillborn son. He pointed a loaded gun at me in front of our kids. Staged his car getting stolen for the insurance money. He had liability only. Left to go back to his home state while our daughter was fighting cancer. Took him to court recently and won. Well, good news. He would open the door to the bathroom every single time I showered so that the room was cold when I got out. That might not seem like a lot, but he always denied it. That shite almost made me have a mental breakdown. This comment section is giving Lifetime Movie Network movies for years. Exactly. I quit horseback riding because he told me when he decided it was time to get rid of me, he'd make it look like a riding accident. Did a DNA test on our son, and when it came back 99.999% of him being the father, he was mad it wasn't 100% and still denied our son and wanted another test to see if it would be 100%. A lot of these men are brain dead. A DV that resulted in our daughter's stillbirth. And then I put this here. I'm so sorry. Whoop my behind for collapsing to the floor crying after signing my son's DNR, do not resuscitate. He said I was embarrassing him. He let out my 2 cats. Then when they came back, he took them to 2 towns over to animal control. Luckily, they were both chipped. I was dead asleep, 5 months pregnant, and he woke up and woke up to this excruciating pain on my shoulder and saw that he was biting me. So someone said, I have to admit, I'm kind of glad I can't contribute to this combo. These comments make my ex look like an angel, and I don't like that. Stalked me for 15 months so badly that I ran away from Alaska to Colorado with 2 little babies, restarted my life, and never looked back. He remarried, had more kids, and was awful to her till she left him too. He died last week, R.I.P. So I guess there's some light at the end of the tunnel. He made a fake account pretending to be a random girl, messaged me, and told me I shouldn't take him for granted or she would steal my man. You can have him, sis. Was literally in the middle of putting his hands on me and got out of the car to fight some dude for putting his hands on his girlfriend, and then proceeded to get back in the car and put his hands right back on me. Oh, this one's diabolical, guys. Diabolical. Refused to drop me, a blind person, on the correct side of the train station. Left alone to drive me to work for 6 months. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let alone drive me to work for 6 months. So refused to drive her to work. Dropped her as a blind woman at the train station. On the incorrect side of the station and had an open manhole cover and sometimes a state penitentiary bus. My guide dog is the reason I'm alive. And then reader, I think that's something when you're blind, it says that. It says, I left him. Waiting for me in the woods with a hammer by my house. Rushed up on me when I got home. I just stared at him. I don't know why he left. After 14 years of marriage, abandoned me and my son while we were on a mommy and me vacation. I was diagnosed with PTSD from the verbal abuse on top of it for razzle dazzle. Son's in therapy too. I walked in on him and his sister, and since I couldn't really see anything, they gaslit me into almost believing nothing was happening. What is up with these men and their sisters? What is up with that? Tried to suffocate me in my sleep with a pillow because he didn't like me. He said I was too emotional and he couldn't handle it. I was 2 days out of surgery from miscarrying our baby, ectopic pregnancy. Told me that if I didn't stop crying, he'd cut our child out of me. This is when she's pregnant. Then I'd have something to cry about. It's okay. I'm good now. Promise. Girl, what the F? Yeah. Took off all the caliper bolts on my truck and let me drive with our 2-year-old son in it. While I laid in the hospital suffering from complications from having our daughter, he took her to the female he was cheating on me with's house so they could play family. He didn't like that I wanted a divorce and had moved on after we separated. So he tried to unalive me, our children, and my new partner, forcing me to flee 1,000 miles overnight to escape. When he got fired at Christmas, he swerved the car through through the lanes in traffic, screaming he would kill us all. My daughter was 3. Unplugged my CPAP while I was asleep with severe sleep apnea. Left me in the hospital 24 hours after a C-section with our second child. Moved out of state with his 2 daughters from his first marriage, leaving me with a newborn and our 5-year-old shared son. Set me up by calling 911 and lied that I was attacking him in a state with a mandatory arrest if fighting in front of kids. He disappeared with my kids while I was in jail. I got our kids and everything when the court found out his lies. Convinced me to have his baby that would have been the first grandchild of his family. Told all of his family, then left me 3 months pregnant. I did what I had to do. I hear you, sis. Locked me out of the house in the sleet 2 days post miscarriage because I had to go get some feminine supplies, and I dared to do so alone. That meant I was cheating on him. He called me a burden. He called me a burden to him while 8 months pregnant with his child. He tried to end me for leaving him. I, in fact, did almost leave this earth, but the cops had a tourniquet and stopped it from happening. I was 1 minute away from leaving. Yeah, I was not ready for this comment section. Holy hell. Yes, holy hell says, what? He told me children, he told my children that I was dead. My son just reached out to me today for the first time in 9 years. I'm still in shock. I didn't read this one. Whoa. So did he take the kids? Oh, and she couldn't find them all this time? Oh, dear God. I actually know someone growing up. It was like a aunt who was married and like her sister-in-law that her ex-husband actually kidnapped their children. And to this day, she's never seen them. This has to be at least 35 years that her children have been missing, and she still has not been able to find them. He pushed me down the stairs while I was having a seizure. My best friend had open heart surgery at 40. Her husband was walking around telling everyone he hopes she doesn't make it. It's her ex-husband now, obviously. I'm going to come back to this when anonymous comments are allowed. Sat at the home builders together, excited while deciding on a effing light fixture for our new home we were building. A week and a half later, he moved in with another woman. What are these stories? OMG, yeah. Threw me off the bed right after surgery, ripped my stitches open, then yelled at me the whole way to the hospital as I was bleeding out that it was my fault that I was bleeding out. Did I mention I was sleeping? Left me stranded in Yellowstone. Made me find the coordinates where Gabby Petito's body was found so we could stay there. He ended up picking another spot to chase me through the woods and terrify me. Oh my God. Kidnapped our daughter for a year, but because I had joint custody, it wasn't kidnapping. He was mad I was engaged. Then the day after my 1-year marriage anniversary, decided to off himself with our daughter in the car. I'm so lucky she survived with only a broken femur. Did I tell you this is like straight up demonic? Like, how are you this evil? And I know, okay, before some man says, well, women do evil things too. I know that. But over and over, I hear these stories, okay? And this is women are sharing what has happened to them. And it is absolutely sick. And it seems like a lot of this involves something to do with them being pregnant or childbirth or surgery or being in a vulnerable position. And then they do this mess. Accused me of cheating left and right. I couldn't even glance in the direction of a man. He was cheating pretty much the entire marriage and he tells everyone that I cheated on him. LOL. Trump tried to run me off the road on the way home from youth group. youth group. He stood over my sleeping form with a kitchen knife and told my best friend that the only reason he didn't unalive me was because I paid the rent and he didn't have a job. He didn't have a job, y'all. That's why he didn't take her out. Didn't come see our son for a month after he was born and said, "Oh, I didn't know if he wanted to see me or not." This is a newborn baby. He didn't know if the baby wanted to see him. All the comments remind me I'll be on the right path to not date another man if something happens to my husband. Sis, I hear you. But guys, the comments keep going. There are thousands of comments in this thing. I could probably make several videos and it gets, I mean, some of the stories are so diabolical, but that's just a few. But I think the one for me that takes the cake, I want to say, is the one who cheated with a dead deer. A dead deer. And I think also the one who said that he hopes that it's not a girl, because they thought that she was pregnant, because he didn't think that he could control himself around his own newborn baby girl. But guys, I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. I just wanted to do something not necessarily fun. I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's just something to kind of like break up the monotony, break up the mess, and maybe make you think, you know what, maybe my life isn't as bad as I thought it was. Or maybe it is. Leave a comment with your story if you have something just as bad or you know of a story just as bad, because I want to read those as well. But until then, I will see you guys very soon.